Hey everybody, it's your girl Marissa-Anne from Marissa-Anne on YouTube. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing on the Star Trek Prodigy series. Bunch of pop funk Star Trek Voyager stickers, and also the Star Trek Voyager the Complete Series DVD set. So without further ado, here we go. Let's start off with the stickers. All of this stuff that I purchased, I got it off of Amazon. So that's where I purchased everything. So right now we have some stickers, and they feel like they're good quality stickers. They're through a company called Pop Funk, and I found them on Amazon. So here's one with the Star Trek Voyager logo, and of course one with the Star Trek Voyager DS9 badge with the crew on it. So there's the logo, and then there's the entire crew minus Cass. So, and then we have another one here with again Star Trek Voyager DS9 com badge and the actual ship itself, the underbelly of the ship. And we also have um, the badge again. And of course, this is not the Voyager ship. I want to say this is the Prometheus ship, but I'm not sure. I kept looking at it, and it looked like it said Prometheus, but I'm not sure. So let me try to see it if it is. Yeah, I think this is the Prometheus ship. If this is the Prometheus ship, if you ever watch the episode Message in a Bottle, that's when you see the Prometheus ship for the first time. It's actually a very hilarious episode with Andy Dick and Robert Picardo. Robert Picardo, plays the EMH Mark One, and Andy Dick portrays the EMH Mark Two, who's on the Prometheus ship, which is supposed to be like this top of the line type starship. Okay, and that I believe is in season 4, if I'm correct, of Star Trek Voyager. So I'm gonna open season 1, episodes 1 through 10, the Blu-ray one for Star Trek Prodigy. So has a nice little cover on the front and on the back. The special features are the Kobayashi Maru, the Prime Directive, Trek Tradition, the Protostar Pack, Gadgets and Gear, and the Protostar. If you don't know what the Protostar is, that is the ship that these young kids, teenagers, found desolate somewhere on a different planet. And I've never seen this series at all. I've only seen like maybe I think just the first episode, and that was it, because by the time I wanted to finish watching it, that's when Paramount removed it from Paramount Plus. But good news, if you haven't heard, Prodigy has been renewed for a season 2. If you went to the Star Trek Las Vegas convention, you probably saw the clip of from season 2. I'm not sure if that was from the first episode or not, but either way, I'm excited because Robert Picardo finally came back, and he is playing his character, the Doctor, the EMH Mark One. Also, as of now, I want to say as of last week, Netflix has licensed Prodigy season 2, so we will be seeing that season 2 of that. It's supposed to be coming out early next year, and then season 1 is supposed to be dropping later on this year. Okay, and so I'm very excited for that because I get to see my favorite character, the Doctor, from you know, from Star Trek Voyager. Actually, the Doctor is my favorite character in all of Star Trek. So, yeah, that's me. That's my favorite character. So, again, here's the cover after I took the wrapping off. Same as, the box that I just showed you. Just open it up. There are has the Blu-ray disc in there. Okay. So the disc 1 is going to have Lost and Found Part 1 and 2, Star Trek, Dreamcatcher, Terra Firma, Kobayashi, and First Contact with a special feature. And then disc 2 is going to have Time Amok, a moral star Part 1 and Part 2, and special features. Okay. And so you guys can't see it, but there's all the episodes right there with a description of them. These back in here. And I'm actually going to start watching the show again. Probably going to start doing it this weekend, where I'll just watch one episode. Unless it's a two-parter, I'm going to watch both episodes and do a review and then post it. Like I said, I may start that this weekend. I'm not sure yet. Okay, and right now we have here is season 1, episodes 11 through 20. And that's the front of it. And that's the back. It also comes with character cards as well. The special features on this one are the Odyssey of Prodigy, Producing Prodigy, the planets, and Producing Prodigy, the ships. And open this up. Okay. And so the front and the back look just like the cover box that it came in. Has the same stuff on it. And it has 2 discs. The episodes on disc 1 are Asylum, Let Sleeping Borg Lie, All the World's a Stage, Crossroads, Masquerade, Preludes, and on disc 2, Ghost in the Machine, Mind Walk, and Supernova Parts 1 and 2, along with special features. And just like the previous collection, it has a section where it has all the episodes and their descriptions. Put this back in here. And here are the character cards. So take this out. I don't want to rip these cards. Okay, there we go. Okay, so on the first card, we have... Now, I don't know these characters' names yet because, like I said, I only saw, like, part of the first episode. So we have this character. Oh, and on the back, it talks about the Protostar, the ship that they found. Another character right here. Also talks about the Universal Translator. Another character. Talks about the neutral zone, you know, the one spot that Federation is not supposed to go into, but you know, Federation got a habit of going in there anyway. for reasons. Then we have this character, and it talks about the Borg. Put these back in here. And that is the unboxing of Prodigy. Now, some of you may not agree with me when I say this, but if you really think about it, Prodigy is the sequel, because we all wanted a sequel to Voyager, and Prodigy is the sequel to Voyager. I mean, we have Captain Janeway, we got now Captain Chakotay, and now the Doctor popping up. You know, it's not long before everybody else starts coming in to the fold. So, it's not long before we see the other characters come in, which I hope we get to see the other Voyager actors. So, which it kind of makes sense, because I think some of us, whether you're a fan of Prodigy or not, I mean, you kind of knew that with just seeing Janeway alone in the series, that eventually the other characters had to come. Okay, so here is the front of the box set. Captain Janeway in all her glory. You know, she's the first female lead in a Star Trek series, and she played the captain of Voyager. And here's Voyager again. And then here's the back. Oh my goodness, with her in 7 of 9. And in the back it says, the special features for this are Voyager time capsule, Captain Janeway, the Borg Queen speaks, Red Alert, amazing visual effects, Delta Quadrant makeup magic, Voyager time capsule 7 of 9, coming home, the final episode, and more. So this is just a little bit of all the special features, because it's a lot. So here is the first box, which is seasons 1 through 4, and it has Janeway and Tuvok. Tuvok was, the first the first dark-skinned Vulcan that we've ever seen, especially on television, because and a lot of people of color actually like that, because we got to see him in that light. We got to see a black person playing a very intelligent, very helpful, very gracious being that exists in that universe. Star Trek Voyager was one of those shows, like I said, it was very diverse. I mean, you had a female lead who was playing the captain, you had a black man that was playing the Vulcan. You also had half the crew were half the stars were of the show were almost half the stars were women, and that's very good for people. This show, it showed a positive image of women. It showed a positive image of people of color. You also had someone on there who was Asian, and he was an engineer. You also showed how you also had Chakotay, who was portrayed as a Native American in a position of being a commander of a ship. You just had all types of things, all types of people on here. You had the Doctor, who is a hologram, who takes time for him to develop a personality and how to get to know people, and he's struggling through this throughout the entire series. He's just struggling to become a more enlightened person. He wants to be accepted, so that was pretty much his character arc, is dealing with acceptance, not just from his crew, but also acceptance of himself. And like I said, you also have Captain Janeway, who first like I said, first female lead, first female. She's not the first female captain, but Kate Mulgrew was the first female lead, the star of a Star Trek series. And it showed how women, we can excel when we have these same leadership roles that men have. And she expressed it very well. And you also have Belana Torres, who comes from a somewhat troubled background. But although she came from a troubled background, she excelled in her duties. She was a very intelligent person, and she she was a very good engineer, and she kept that ship running. And no one really questioned her when it came to that because she knew what she was doing. You also have, even though she's not on the cover of it, you also have Kess, who was a gentle soul, and she uh, was there for the doctor, and she was there through his journey, part of his journey, helping him to find his humanity. You also have Neelix, who, and I know some people find Neelix annoying, but I never did. Neelix, to me, was someone who, although everybody was struggling, everybody was scared, Neelix was there to tell people, it's okay, we're going to get through this, and Neelix took on whatever role he needed to take on to make sure that everybody on that ship had what they needed. You also had Seven of Nine, who who came from a typical normal family, but she was kidnapped and assimilated into a Borg, and she had almost all of her humanity stripped from her. And that's how she lost her family. But the Voyager crew found her, and they helped her to discover her humanity, redefine herself as a person. And she became very close friends with the doctor and with the captain. And she learned to she learned to trust her crew and knew that they weren't there to hurt her, they were there to help her. And all the skills, even though she lived a horrible life as a Borg, the skills that she learned from them, she used it to better herself and to help the crew get home. You also have Harry Kim, who, I know he's an ensign, he's our forever ensign, but here's the thing. Janeway trusted him so much that she trusted him enough to be the captain during the night shift. And does he really deserve a promotion? Yes, a very high promotion for what he did and what he dealt with. But you also have to realize there's only like 150-ish people on that ship. You can't promote everybody. Okay? She knew that Harry deserved what he got. She knows that in the future we all knew in the future he was going to get promoted at some point, whether they made it home or not. But Harry was always there for the crew. He was, how can I put it? Anytime like people got scared or stressed out, Harry's like, no, you ain't got to worry about this. Like, I will do whatever I can to help us get to where we need to get, to help us solve whatever missions we need to solve. Harry really cared about his crew, and he did care about his position. He knew he was an ensign. I mean, he knew his responsibility. But again, Janeway trusted him enough. And mind you, he was a young ensign. When was the last time we saw an ensign that was part of the senior crew? That's how much she trusted him. That's how much faith she had in him. And that's how good of an officer Harry was. He was so good as an ensign that he became part of the senior crew, the senior officers. We also have Tuvok, and who was a very wise Vulcan. And Janeway learned to trust him. And I'm not exactly sure how old Tuvok is, but he was old enough to where he was an ensign under Captain Sulu. So that's how old he is. So not only did he know Sulu, there's a possibility he probably knew some of the other people as well. Like Captain Admiral Kirk and Uhura, all of them. So yeah, that's how old he is. And they say, with years comes wisdom, and he has a lot of wisdom, and he has a lot of advice to give to people. And when Tuvok is wrong, he will admit that, he's wrong in making certain decisions. But he was somebody that a lot of people learned to depend on when they needed to hear some words of wisdom, when they needed a way to figure out how to get out of a sticky situation. Tuvok was there. You also have Chakotay, who, although, Chakotay, he was very loyal, and he really stuck with those Starfleet guidelines, the Starfleet principles, even though he was a Maquis. But he still stuck to those because Chakotay took care of everybody. And he not only did he follow the rules and guidelines of Starfleet, he expected everybody else to do the same thing. And like I said, he was loyal to a T to everybody. And let me see, is there anybody else I'm forgetting? Okay, I talked about Janeway, I talked about Chakotay, I did Tuvok. Oh, Tom Paris. Tom Paris, didn't really, I'm not gonna say he didn't have a bad life, but he was always trying to prove himself to somebody. I felt like he was somewhat of a people pleaser, but Janeway, which led to him making decisions, just making bad decisions. And when Janeway found him, she decided to give him a chance, because it's obvious that nobody in Starfleet trusted him, because he was very, I don't know, rash in he wasn't very rational in all of his decisions. But she saw a spark in him to where he can redeem himself from whatever negative qualities that Starfleet had on him. And that's one of the things that I do like about Janeway. She will search for your strengths and bring those strengths that you have out, and teach and help you to be able to work on your weaknesses. So, and I think that's it of the main characters. Did I get everybody? Yeah, I got everybody. You know what? I'm going to talk about Naomi Wildman, because not everybody talks about her. Naomi Wildman was a breath of fresh air. She's the first kid that was born on the ship, and because of her, I think the crew's mood boosted up a little bit because of her being there. And the entire crew, if you really think about it, the entire crew ended up, her mother raised her, but the entire crew was there for her mother to help her raise her on that ship. And the entire crew pretty much became her teachers. Specifically 7 of 9 was her teacher, but the rest of the crew was there to be her teachers. And I forgot what type of title that Janeway gave her, which I really liked. I can't remember. I think it was like the captain's assistant or whatever it was. I don't know. But she learned a lot from the crew, and the crew learned a lot from her. So, Naomi really cared about, the people that she lived with, especially 7 of 9. So, and her and 7 of 9 have a very great relationship with each other. I don't know if it's like a sister relationship or a mentor and student type relationship, but it's a very good positive relationship. And I hope we get to see her again as well. Okay. So, I opened up the box, and all there are in here is just a bunch of discs. So, I'm not gonna take all these discs out. It's a lot of discs because this is seasons 1 through 4 on here. Okay. Here are some of the special features that are in this box for seasons 1 through 4. It's Voyager time capsule time capsule, Catherine Janeway. The first captain, Genevieve Bujold, she was the first one who was selected to play Catherine Janeway, but she backed out of it for reasons. I'm not going into that. Cast Reflections, Season 1, a special text trivia version of the 37s. Voyager Time Capsule, Tuvok, Saboteur Extraordinaire, Seska. You know what? I like Seska. She was a very good, like, villain. I wish they didn't kill her off so early. I wish, like, she would have came back and just started some, just came back and did whatever she ever did with them. And the other thing is, we actually got a kind of a cliffhanger on that because we don't know what happened to her child. We just know that she gave birth and there was a kid who's who's half Cardassian and half Kazon. So I hope we get to find out. So again, I hope we get to find out what happens with her son. Also, Voyager Time Capsule Neelix, Voyager Time Capsule Kes, flashback to the episode flashback, which is Tuvok was having these dreams or visions, and that's when we see him serving aboard. I don't remember the name of the ship that Sulu was on when he was captain. Red Alert, amazing visual effects, Voyager Time Capsule 7 of 9, Voyager Time Capsule Harry Kim, and more. And that's what's all in here. Okay, and then here's the last box. Season 6 through 7, we have Janeway and B'Elanna Torres on here. And then we have the pictures on here as well. Special features for this one are Voyager Time Capsule, B'Elanna Torres, Voyager Time Capsule, Tom Paris, The Borg Queen Speaks, Delta Quadrant Makeup Magic, One Small Step, A Mars Encounter. One Small Step was an episode that basically was dedicated to all of those who are to NASA and to the astronauts and all those that worked there that are all of our space pioneers, not just the astronauts, but the people who also got them there. And Robert Picardo was the one that directed that episode. Voyager Time Capsule Chakotay, Red Alert, amazing visual effects, Voyager Time Capsule, The Doctor, Coming Home, the final episode, Real Science with Andre Bormanis, The Making of Borg Invasion 4D, which was at Star Trek The Experience in Las Vegas. I'm still mad that they got rid of that, Star Trek The Experience Las Vegas. Because what's the point of having the I guess the reason why they probably shut it down, maybe it wasn't making enough money, I don't know. But kind of wish they would just bring it back, but that's a lot of money in itself. So this is it. And that's pretty much all of that right there. So again, that's pretty much all of my unboxings for Star Trek Voyager, the complete series, and for Star Trek Prodigy, episodes 1 through 20 on Blu-ray. They're also on DVD, and you can also get them on digital download. Same thing with this one, except Voyager is not on Blu-ray yet, which it really should be going on Blu-ray. Hopefully we'll see it around hopefully between next year and 2025 it'll hit Blu-ray. And the only reason why I say that is because 2025, January of 2025 is when Star Trek Voyager is going to be celebrating their 30th anniversary. So hopefully by then it'll be on Blu-ray. And also the Pop Funk Star Trek Voyager stickers as well. So thank you for watching my unboxing. I will leave a link to all of my social medias on there. And as always, be good to yourselves, be good to everyone else. And I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.